Now today we are going to discuss on the Bhagavad-Gita Sloka 4.7, chapter 4, verse 7. I will be reading the verse, and then we will be reading the synonyms, translation, purport, then we'll go for the discussion. So, कर्मणो ह्यपि बोद्धव्यं च विकर्मणः अकर्मणश्च बोद्धव्यं गहना कर्मणो गतिः. The intricacies of action, synonyms. Karmanaha of work, he certainly, api also, bodhavyam should be understood. Bodhavyam should be understood. Cha also, vikarmanaha of forbidden act. Akarmanaha of inaction. Cha also, bodhavyam should be understood. Gahana very difficult. Karmanaha of work. Gatihi entrance. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. Purport. If one is serious about liberation from material bondage, one has to understand the distinctions between action, inaction, and unauthorized actions. One has to apply oneself to such an analysis of action, reaction, and perverted actions because it is a very difficult subject matter. To understand Krishna consciousness and action according to its modes, one has to understand one's relationship with the Supreme. That is, one who has learned perfectly knows that every living entity is an eternal servitor of the Lord, and that consequently one has to act in Krishna consciousness. The entire Bhagavad-Gita is directed towards this conclusion. Any other conclusions against this consciousness or its attendant actions are vikarmas or prohibited actions. To understand all this, one has to associate with authorized authorities in Krishna consciousness and learn the secret from them. This is as good as learning from the Lord directly. Otherwise, even the most intelligent persons will be bewildered. So, now here we are mainly talking about the intricacies of action and inaction, which and forbidden action, which is very hard to understand. So the point is that one should know what is good action and what is forbidden action and what is inaction. These three things are very important because we are humans, and especially we should be knowing about this, because in this human form of life only we have the facility, or rather the privilege, to question who am I and what sort of actions am I supposed to perform and how am I supposed to perform those sort of actions. So human life is meant for practicing the answer to this question, that is, who am I, what actions am I supposed to perform, who am I related to, like this. So here example is given of a citizen. A citizen, he knows what is good action and what is wrong action. So if he performs the good action, he will be rewarded by the country, he will be rewarded by the other citizens of the country. But if he performs some inaction, the same judge some wrong action, the same judge who gave him the reward is going to give him the death sentence. So or else depending upon the what is the crime, the punishment will change accordingly. But again, it is a bad action, the crime. So now the state is not that much good as an example, because one can hide himself from the state. So the state may struggle to find some criminals, to punish them, to give justice to the other people, etc. But one cannot hide oneself from the Supreme Lord, from Yamaraj, from the cycle of karma. One cannot hide himself from that, because the Supreme Lord is staying as Paramatma in the heart. He is like the bird which is watching us. So on the tree there are two birds. One bird is just enjoying, the other one is watching, when will this bird turn toward me. So the bird who is watching is the Supreme Lord. We are enjoying, we are doing whatever we want. So Supreme Lord is watching us. We cannot hide ourselves from him. We can escape from the state police, we can escape from the people from this world, we can cheat anybody we want, but not the Supreme Lord. So everything has a proper reaction in the cycle of karma. So again here Bhagavad-Gita 13.23 Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyuktaha dehismin purushah paraha, that the Lord sits in our heart as Upadrashta, or the seer and the witness, and Anumanta means the sanctioner, who permitter one. So he sees what we do. Again, this is the analogy of the two birds, where one is enjoying and the other is waiting for this bird to turn to him. So he is seeing so this other bird who is waiting is he is seeing this other bird as the Upadrashta, or the witness, and Anumanta, or the permitter, because this bird is allowing the other one to do whatever it wants. So if we pressurize the Lord that I want to do something, then the Lord gives the sanction to do it at our own risk. For example, we have come to this material world not because of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord will never throw us here. We are His eternal servants, so we are supposed to live with Him. But we decide that we want to enjoy independently. That is the reason why we are here. So the Lord sanctioned it, but at our own risk. Now we are suffering here in this material world. If we see, even the top billionaires also, they are like the most proud, impudent, angry people in Rajoguna, Tamoguna. This we have already mentioned sometimes in the previous videos. So yeah, here Srimad Bhagavatam 3:31:1 is also a reference. Karmana daiva netrena jantu tehopapattaye. So everything is happening under the direction of the Lord. Again, now we are humans, but all of us are looking in different ways. So one person has a good look, another one may not have that much good looks. So why? Because we have done some karma. So we work irresponsibly without consideration of karma, vikarma, satkarma, akarma, all these things, and we are getting different types of bodies, looks, occupation, problems, etc. So yeah, Bhagavad-Gita 4.13, this Chaturvarnya Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashah, this one we have already seen. So yeah, it is being mentioned that one must have the qualification, then we get work. So this has been created by Krishna. All this has been created by Krishna. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. I have divided them according to guna, qualities or modes, and karma, activities. So yeah, Srimad Bhagavatam 5:18 is also another reference which says Gurur nasyat, Swajano nasyat, Pita nasyat, Janani nasyat. Then the verse continues like this, and there are many gurus, fathers, husbands, fathers, etc., who don't know the aim of life. The main point is that if we want to become a father, a mother, a teacher, a guru, or anything like that, we have to know the aim of life, and we should deliver ourselves and also the people who are dependent on us from this cycle of birth and death. So this thing is very much important, that even when Vishwamitra Muni came to visit Dasharath Maharaj, at that time he asked, the first question he asked to the king was that how is your attempt of getting out of the cycle of birth and death going on? How is it going on? So this is the question. This is how important this thing is. That's the reason why we are in this material world. So everything is given in the Bhagavad Gita. What is action? What is inaction? What is forbidden action? Satkarma, vikarma, akarma. All this has been explained by the Lord in very much detail. This is the reason why we are requesting people to read Bhagavad Gita only, because Bhagavad Gita is like the essence of everything. So this is spoken by the Lord Himself, and thus we should just like try to read this at least, if not anything else. So Krishna says that our main problem is the four real miseries in this Bhagavad Gita. This is called Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. Bhagavad Gita 13.9. So yes, we have to accept the authority of the Bhagavad Gita. Again, this is being spoken by the Supreme Lord. This knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita is like the most premium, most sublime knowledge. And this knowledge tells us that the body is not all in all. We have to even take care about the soul. We have to go back to Godhead. So Bhagavad Gita 2.13 Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra muhyati. That the body is passing from boyhood to youth to old age. The body is changing. Similarly, the soul is also changing. So now, in the past I had a body. In the present also I have one. In the future also I will get a body. So this is again according to karma. And this is common sense, commonsensical. This is just logic. So in this material world, and this is again all because of the karma, satkarma, akarma, vikarma that we have all done. So Bhakti Yoga guarantees nice birth in the next life as son of Brahmana or as a rich man. So when we do bhakti, at that time we finish some percentage, and from there we stop and we leave the body. So from the next life we will continue from that same percentage only, we will continue. So bhakti can be carried to the next life. So what type of acts should one execute? Karmano hyapi bodhavyam. So one should understand the intricacies. One should execute what the proper action which is mentioned in the scriptures. So the real purpose of Varna and Ashrama is to please the Supreme Lord, and Varnas represent different parts of the body of the Lord which meet as a whole to please the body in different ways. And now Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.13 that Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, to aim is to please the Lord no matter what happens, even with this karma, akarma. And the real point is to serve the Supreme Lord regardless of any position. So the ISKCON movement teaches us this particular thing. And if we don't spend time serving, then our position is just shrama evaihi kevalam. So we should give up vikarma and adopt akarma, that is inaction. So inaction means that it has zero material result, it has a fully spiritual result. So now SB Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.4 this says that vikarma is equal to sense gratification. So pumsastriya maituni bhavameta tayor mitho hridaya grantya ahuhu ato griha kshetra sutapta vitaihi janasya moho yamaham mameti. So now here the example is given that a soldier is there. So he kills if the soldier kills the enemy in war, then this is called akarma. It is authorized by law, it is inaction. So it is authorized by the government, authorized by the law. So a judge in the court, he gives this soldier Veer Chakra, Param Veer Chakra, or maybe Bharat Ratna or whatever for his amazing performance in the battlefield. But if the same soldier, he goes to his village back and he kills one person there just because he had some grudge towards that person, then this is called vikarma or unauthorized by law, because that person didn't do anything wrong. So this same judge who awarded this soldier Veer Chakra or Paramveer Chakra, Bharat Ratna, whatever, for his amazing performance on the battlefield, this very same judge is going to give him the death sentence or the life imprisonment or whatever may be the punishment according to the law. So again, same judge who gave him gold medal gives him death sentence. So this is the point about the karma, vikarma and akarma. So this is a very intricate topic, sat karma, akarma, vikarma. So we are all supposed to understand this. For understanding this, we must read the Bhagavad-Gita in detail, and then we will be able to understand these three type of actions, and then we can get to know that forbidden action is to be removed completely, and inaction and action are to be taken. Inaction is to be taken. One should adopt akarma and give up vikarma. So this was the end of the explanation on Bhagavad Gita 4.17. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams. Jai Srila Prabhupada.